Can you tell us a little about what you were doing before this property thing?
Yeah, so before I got into all this, I was a full-time professional musician. Um, I was extremely lucky. I played with a lot of pop groups. I toured the world with a lot of big names. Um,
Hey,
and
name
that,
drop for us. We want to know.
well, I started in Take That in the 90s, as their keyboard player. Went on to play with the Spice Girls. I was in Massive Attack for like 9 years. Um, Played on a whole load of records as well in the 90s and the noughties, loads of boy bands. And so, yeah, musically, I was extremely lucky. I grew up in London, which is kind of the center of the universe when it comes to the music business. And I used to work with a lot of record producers, film writers, and had my own studio. Used to do production writing with lots of kind of artists and daytime TV shows, films, everything. And so everything was pretty cool. And I was going along life, not really, I messed about a bit in property. Um, I kind of made all the mistakes back in the day because like, for example, they talk about commercial to residential conversions. That was the first thing that I actually did without even knowing what I was doing. I bought like a bottom floor of an office building in order to convert it into a flat. It had no address. I had to literally set up the address and everything as a residential. Made every single mistake that you could make. Bought the floor above, knocked it through, put a spiral staircase in. It had like I put a conservatory over the top that just leaked every time it rained. It was like standing in a shower. Um, but I look back fondly on those days because even though I didn't really know what I was doing, I still kind of messed about a bit with property, learnt a few lessons, sold everything, and actually ended up buying a normal house, which was a lot more comfortable to live in than that place. And then basically when COVID hit, my income totally disappeared. The music disappeared. My back was against the wall and I had to do something. And so I basically just got into hours and hours of education on the internet, webinars, free stuff, anything to kind of learn more about property and how to get started to replace my income. And I had to accelerate that pretty fast because the bills kept coming.
But the
And
bills keep coming. Yeah.
yeah, and so I had to do something. So I kind of look back at those days now as a blessing. Everyone says, "Oh, COVID, such a terrible time," but I look at it now that if it hadn't have happened, then I wouldn't have what I've got now. And um, so yeah, I basically looked at rinsing money out of everywhere I could find to start my property portfolio. So obviously, I started off not really aiming very well. I thought, okay, I've got to buy some properties somehow to start making some money. So I remortgaged my house, took 90 grand out and bought four properties up in the northeast. Just, I don't know, I didn't really look that much into it. I didn't even go and view them. I literally just did the numbers and the yield and thought, okay, if I put this in, I'll get that out.
Real advice from real investors. Access it free at ypn.plus.